Hey, what's going on guys, my name's Raf, and there's one big question that's been circulating around the Pokemon fandom. What happened to Ash Ketchum? It's been 1 year since Ash left the Pokemon Anime, and to this day, many are unsure as to why he left, and better yet, where is he now? So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what happened to Ash and Pikachu, alongside answering where they are now in the Pokemon Anime. Don't forget to leave this video a like to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out my next video shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't ready to keep up to date, and without further ado, let's begin. Episode 147 of Pokémon Journeys marked the end of Ash Ketchum. After almost 26 years of his journey, this episode concluded his era as the main character of the Pokémon Anime. Since then, we've been introduced to a new series called Pokémon Horizons, a series focusing on the new protagonists Liko, Roy and Dot. I highly recommend checking it out as it's truly a breath of fresh air. Ash and Pikachu's legacy is one that we'll never forget, and despite all of us wishing to see our heroes embark to the region of Paldea, it's unfortunate that we never got to see this happen. Let's start off by going back in time and taking a closer look at some of the key details revealed in Ash and Pikachu's final episode. The episode opens with Ash saying goodbye to his original companions Brock and Misty for the final time in the Pokemon Anime. Besides marking the final goodbye of this trio, this scene is also similar to when the trio went their separate ways back in episode 273, Gotta Catch You Later. Mentioned by my friend Akilvers, Ash's worn out trainers are a reference from Riko Matsumoto's song, Type Wild. Here are the lyrics from the song, but now, they can't even be found anywhere else in the world. They're the best pair of worn out shoes. We then have the return of Ash's Pidgeot. After 24 years and 1151 episodes since its last appearance, Ash reunited with his first bird Pokemon. Pidgeot also ended up rejoining Ash on his team. Throughout the episode, Ash's mother Delia tries to get Ash to wear new trainers, but he brushes it under the carpet. He doesn't change them until he has his realization as to what a Pokémon Master is. These trainers have the Indigo Licanto logo on them, with a new design, also signifying a new beginning and the next chapter of his adventure. On the topic of Pokemon Master, in this scene, Ash speaks with Pikachu and defines the definition of this term. He confirms that a Pokemon Master is someone who wishes to meet and befriend many Pokemon. Ash reaffirmed his goal of becoming a Pokemon Master before setting off once again with his partner Pikachu. As the pair walk, we see Sakura flowers blossoming. This segment is also a reference to the lyrics from the original Pokemon opening, Zacier Pokemon Master. The lyrics say the following: "Like a bud, they will someday bloom. My dream will come true." Shout out to my friend Akilvers for also bringing forward this detail. Sakura flowers blossoming also hold another meaning, signifying the end of an old and the beginning of new. In this case, they represent the conclusion of Ash's journey and the start of a new beginning. Finally, we have the special meaning behind this Poliwag encounter. For those of you that don't know, Poliwag is the favourite Pokemon of the creator of the Pokemon franchise, Mr. Satoshi Tajiri. With this being the final episode of Ash and Pikachu, this Poliwag reference was to pay homage to Mr. Tajiri's work and creation of Pokemon, and to mark the end of Ash being Satoshi in the Pokemon Anime. So now that we know everything about Ash Ketchum's final episode in the Pokemon Anime, let's discuss the next question. Why? Why did Ash leave? Well, let's put things into perspective. The Pokemon Anime began airing in 1997 and lasted for almost 26 years with over 1,000 episodes and 19 main universe movies. During this time, we got to see Ash's entire journey and the evolution of his character development. Ash started off as a cocky individual who thought he knew everything about Pokemon and battling. He ended up taking some hard hits, and this later on shaped him into the confident, caring and courageous trainer he ended up becoming to be. All of the battles he took part in and Pokemon he met along the way led to his continual improvement and biggest accomplishment, becoming the world champion. And this is another reason why the anime ended. Ash's goal was to defeat Leon, and he said if he did this would have allowed him to reach one step further of becoming a Pokemon Master. Now, even though Riko Matsumoto stated that Ash may be the world's strongest trainer, there are still many other elements that can allow the goal of becoming a Pokemon Master to come to fruition. And this is where we got the indication from episode 147, where Ash tells Pikachu that befriending every Pokemon is the definition of becoming a Pokemon Master. In an interview with Animedia, Pokemon director Kiniko Yoyama made comments about the significance of the rainbow and how it relates heavily to Ash's goal of becoming a Pokemon Master. The rainbow is incredibly symbolic to Ash and his character, showing that even though it may not always be there, he is always striving towards it. This is something the creative team envisioned when working on the series. Another big detail revealed is from an interview with Pokemon director and storyboard artist Matsumu Hidewaku, who stated that the Pokemon Anime will end when Ash becomes a Pokemon Master. Even though Ash stated he is still working towards the goal of becoming a Pokemon Master, the show still ended, leaving further questions to arise, with the biggest being fans asking whether or not if now Ash is an actual Pokemon Master. I'll make a video about this all in due course. So in conclusion, Ash left to coincide with the ending of the series. Becoming world champion played a huge part in this, and 25 years is an incredible time for Rika and everyone to be working on the show. It essentially was time for a new adventure, and we've got this in the form of Pokémon Horizons. The next question is, where is Ash now at this current time? Okay, well yes, he has left the anime, but there's a very interesting detail that's been revealed indicating his current whereabouts. In a recent interview with Variety, the Pokemon Company International executives Andy Gose and Taito Okuria spoke about the launch of Pokémon Horizons on Netflix. During the interview, they were questioned if this truly is the end of Ash and if we will ever see him reappear in the Pokemon anime. They responded by saying the following: "We've said farewell. Ash is still in the world. Anything is possible, I suppose. In the world of Pokemon, there's so many possibilities. We hope Ash and Pikachu continue on their journey. Their journey is ongoing somewhere in the Pokemon world. It's totally up to our fans' imagination. For the time being, we would love to focus on the new story of Liko and Roy. Horizons invites a new beginning. Taking this into consideration, I want to discuss the possibilities of if Ash did return and what he would be doing. The first possibility is that Ash went back to compete in old and new leagues. From what we know, Pokemon leagues act very similar to the games with how players can re-challenge the leagues again should they fail. If the anime fully allowed this push for its characters, then Ash very much could have gone back and conquered them all. Having a very impressive trophy cabinet already, I think it would be exceptional for Ash to add old and new trophies to his collection. Besides, they'll make for some pretty cool episodes and battle scenarios. A series on this would be very fun to see. Maybe I'll talk about that in a future video. Next up, we have Ash in Paldea. I always had this dream of there being one final cutscene showing Ash in the Paldea region. We may not have been able to see him adventure through it, but it would have been cool just to know that his next off-screen quest would have been in the Spanish region. But let's say Ash did go to Paldea, what would he be doing? It could be that maybe Ash would aim to complete the league and become a champion. Maybe he could also complete the secrets of the Till Mask and Indigo Disc to add further depth and exploration to his journey. The alternative could be that maybe he followed the steps of Pokemon Horizons, completing Liko's story with the Rising Voltaclers. This could make for a very epic anime series or even movie. Just thinking about how Ash encountered the 6 heroes and Terapagos makes me excited. The final possibility is that maybe Ash is in a completely new and undiscovered region. The Pokemon world is said to be very expansive, and there's bound to be regions that no one has been to before in the canon timeline. Maybe Ash could have arrived in a brand new region and commenced a new journey, something the audience never anticipated. What if he got warped into Hisui? Or maybe revisited the old Lumio city to coincide with Pokemon Legends ZA. There's so many opportunities with these options. Let's now discuss how Ash could return in the Pokemon anime. Taking everything into account about Ash and what he could do, the biggest question to solidify all of this is how is Ash going to return? Even though it's unprecedented, there's quite a few options available. First, we have a special episode. There have been a variety of special episodes that have shown Ash's character. While some of them are canon and from the alternative universe, maybe we could once again get a special episode to show Ash's return. Even though it may not be permanent, it would still be a great way to reintroduce his character and to maybe celebrate a special occasion. Maybe he could have an episode focusing on him catching a specific Pokemon or battling a certain trainer. Next, we have Ash returning for the 30th anniversary of the Pokemon anime. The Pokemon anime is shown to celebrate certain events during its anniversaries of airing. If this pattern repeats itself, then we could very much see Ash possibly return to coincide with this. I think this possibility is highly likely to happen. Even though Pokemon Horizons is the current anime series, with the potential to be extended or have a new series introduced after it, I still think that Ash could return maybe in some manner to celebrate 30 years of the original airing of the Pokemon anime. Speaking of the 30th anniversary, if Ash did return to celebrate this occasion, then despite a new episode or series being introduced, maybe a new Pokemon movie could be revealed. It's been a while since we've had a new Pokemon movie, and many fans are keen to see or learn what the next movie could entail. It could be focusing on the main Ash we know, his alternate universe counterpart, or maybe even characters from Pokemon Horizons. I made a video talking about how even an adult version of Ash could be made known in the new movie, so be sure to check that out to learn more about these possibilities. Finally, we have a new anime series. Pokemon Horizons is certainly something new, but it's evident legacy fans do still miss Ash. Now, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but should Pokemon Horizons not continue further after its standard duration, then either Ash could return again in a new series, or maybe a new anime will start once again. It's all dependent on Rika and if she's going to fulfill the role again. I definitely hope that there are no replacements for her, but again, everyone's mental health and well-being matters most. It's just a possibility if anything. This leaves us now with the final question. Will Ash Ketchum ever return? Well, although there are sources stating that Ash could return in the future, the simple answer is we don't know. We don't know if Ash is going to return. The creative team have mentioned that they've said farewell already to him, and that Pokemon Horizons will be the series to keep the Pokemon anime going. But again, that doesn't mean we can't maybe see a special episode or movie focusing on the beloved character. Right now, there isn't really any solid confirmation about his return. Today is the day to remember and celebrate Ash's legacy in the Pokémon anime. It's uncertain if we'll ever see our 10-year-old hero appear again, and if I'm honest, right now the chances are slim. But it's still fun to discuss the possibilities, and maybe one day we'll see our Pokémon Master return in full glory once again. Until then, let's be sure to support Pokémon Horizons, as it has a lot of potential to be a great Pokémon anime series. But want to let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys would like to interact with me, then be sure to follow me on Twitter, and join the ThePokéRaf Discord server to discuss all things Pokémon. You can find the rest of my social networks on screen and in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave it a like, as your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Finally, make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with my videos, and click on the little bell to enable notifications so you guys get notified when I upload a new video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to stick around for more Pokemon content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.